The following is brought to you in part by System Blue. Products and education. System Blue.
Ladies and gentlemen, the corps on the field. This is their first year in competition. This is their very first field show.
Somebody gave me the original recording of Jerry Seawright announcing the corps at their very first performance ever in 1971. I've had it for about 2 or 3 years, and as we put the show together, I gave it to Scott Chandler, and Scott was, said that's got to go into the show. So we decided that it would be fitting and very cool if Jerry was in the show this year. So we're going to start with Jerry Seawright saying the corps can take the field, and then we're going to end it with him saying the Concord Blue Devils.
The Concord Blue Devils.
I want to let you know what this is about. Jerry Seawright took the microphone from the announcer, and for the very first time the Blue Devils ever performed. I mean, anytime a horn was in the hand and he got on a football field, that's Jerry right there. So that's his voice announcing the Blue Devils for the very first time ever. You may now take the field, question mark. So the very end tag is him completing the sentence, Concord Blue Devils. Look at Jerry Seawright announces it like he's a proud papa. He always was a proud papa. Anybody knows Jerry, this was his love and his passion. He loved the kids, he loved the staff. The reason why the Blue Devils are what they are is because of this man. And tell you the truth, the philosophy that he started is exactly the same philosophy we have today. Striving for that excellence, doing what you love, that's Jerry. The first time Jerry Seawright gets to participate in the Blue Devils drum corps.
Ladies and gentlemen, the corps on the field, the Concord Blue Devils.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
As any drum corps alumni knows, traditions and rituals play a big role in the pre-show experience. Today, Blue Devils tour manager Cheryl Miles continues a long-standing tradition by providing the percussion section lemon drops, a superstitious but effective means in aligning the drumline synergistic wavelengths.
It's gonna be a good night.
Lemon drops. We've had lemon drops as long as I've been with the drum corps. 1989. I believe when we first got the lemon drops, everybody in the corps got a lemon drop, and it was for the horn players to get a little moisture in their mouth. And as the time has gone by, it gets really expensive and they're hard to find. So I just do it for the drum line, and I give it to the drum line just before they get into their uniform, and gives them a little energy. Plus, you know, we all have the same taste in our mouth that way.
Come get that clean show pill. The old clean show pill.
Okay. Stand in for the lemon drops today by Jared. Sorry about that.
Did you take them when you marched?
Oh yeah.
We have a little ritual with the pit when we do it with the pit. We talk, depending on the shows, we have a little get together and talk about the show that we're at or any of that kind of thing. Whatever comes to my mind at that particular moment in time. Ready?
Ready.
Here we go.
Thank you. I'm gonna try to stop myself from chewing on it, because that way it kind of helps to like relax me before the show starts. I don't think there's like a wrong way to do it. Like you can chew on it.
Totally.
Yeah. Wait, do you think there's a wrong way?
Yeah. Okay. Well, last time I told everyone my lemon drop doesn't melt until after the show, and then everyone was like, "You're supposed to eat it before." Yeah, I have it the whole show. I have it like until we push off. It's like in my mouth the whole time.
It's kind of fun. We have a good time giving out the lemon drops.
As the corps proceeds into the final production, audiences are exposed to concepts that nod to the future. From intricate drill and choreography to complex rhythms and melodies, this projection into the future is a dense assortment of ideas of what drum corps could become.
So in the closer, we see the future of drum corps. The Blue Devils take us on a journey through time, and we're going into the future. So we begin with a full ensemble into a diamond hit, and we start rocking back and forth, and that kind of introduces what the guard is showing us throughout the closer. And then we go on to a full corps rock with the guard around us and the drum line and a drum break.
The battery's kind of just in the background, just doing some crazy drills, some pinwheels, and rotating a big cross. And then the battery enters, and we kind of continue this 7/4 feel. And then the basses take over, and they have a 1-bar break, and they have a bunch of splits and some hand-to-hands. And then the quads take over, where we have some really fast singles that go into some more scrapes.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
Snares come in, and when we come in, the entire battery joins together and plays essentially just a lot of 5-lits and flams and diddles scattered around the 5-lits. And there's a lot of body movement as well.
The hardest part would have to be the body demand.
So having that along with flams and diddles like assorted throughout the notes, it's making it really challenging. And it's cool and it's fun to play something that hard for all of us and something new. So after the huge battery moment, the snares have a rippled step off, and then we go towards the center of the field, and we're in the diamond form at first. And we continue that for 12 counts, and then we go into the scatter form. So it's pretty chaotic, and it's really hard because just the listening environment is so different than anything. Basically the snare solo. There's a lot of triplets and 5-lits, and it alternates between those a lot. There's a common motif, I would say, of triplets The first and second partial, we play that a lot where we put diddles on them. After our whole snare moment is finished, quads come in and then we join together to play the last 12 counts, which are just flam-flams.
So the 10 saber girls come in, we all set up for this saber feature and we just go, like it's like foot on the gas pedal, like bam, right in your face, super fast spins that are around the body, like contractions but still being soft at the same time. And then we set up for our 7, and this 7 is just electric.
Trumpet 40 entrance, and that's when the boy rifles enter. So when we first come out, we contract up onto our shoulders, and then we work horizontal, parallel to the floor. And then we go through some motions that is tight around the body, and pretty quick, and it's keeping up with the trumpet tempo. And then Scott has us working into the ground, and then we work up out of the ground, and we go into a ripple, and that's when we do the ripple 6 rotation turnaround down the line. And then we are in the set block, and the sabers then come through us. They have a blade quad toss, and then we're working like with back hands and around the body flips, and so we're twirling pretty fast, and they're like working pretty close to us, so we have to be aware of what we're doing and then like our surroundings as well. So I think Scott really did a great job at kind of trying discovering new ways that you can manipulate a rifle around your body and in and out of the ground, and with different toss styles. It kind of shows how where color guard is going to go in the future, and kind of new ways that we can include rifles.
Mellophones go to the front sideline to pick up trumpets. We continue right after the drum break, and then from there we start building into the 40 trumpet feature. There are 6 distinct parts, but there's lots of play throughout, and so different parts and harmony kind of call and response with each other. And then they all convene together, and you hear a quote from the 2014 Fellini-esque trumpet feature, and that kind of brings us all together into one trumpet part. So for a mellophone player, our ears we have to adjust because it's in a different key than the mellophone. And so what that means for mellophone is that it's a lot more direct air, and we're having to get our air more into the instrument and far into the instrument so that we can get immediate sound when we pick up our trumpets.
Yeah, that's better. I think what happens when we get there, you get really pointed with the tongue, right? So we want it to speak through, but all we're getting is articulation, not the tonal qualities, right? The tonal qualities will carry all the way to the top of the box. What you're doing right now just dies about row 3. So it's good for 1, 2, 3, row 4 and 5 are hating it, okay? So get it open a little bit more on the inside of your mouth. Keep the tongue the same, but don't let it crush down.
So the 40-person trumpet feature happens, and then I have a really big drum fill, and it goes straight into this kind of a tribal feeling. And then the trombones come in behind me with their feature, and then it cellos from 76 beats a minute to 220 beats a minute in about 8 measures.
It's a very, very technical portion of our show, probably one of the most technical trombone features. We're cello rondoing while glissandoing. Generally people glissando out of time. It's more of a texture or more of an effect. But here we're using it as an effect in the middle of a rhythmic sentence.
So right at the end of the trombone feature, we have this really loud F that glissandos down, and then the rest of the horn line turns around, has this horn move, and then the shout begins.
And so you have the guard on the right side of the field on side 2 doing their dance feature, and it's 100% with the music, and we're doing all unison body work to the shout, which I think helps the audience kind of understand the history of the Blue Devils and jazz, and it's a really exciting moment.
Next week on Inside BD360.
So at the very end of the show, we introduce a window prop. I think that window really represents the possibilities that the future has for drum corps. It really just leaves an open-ended note because no one really knows what the future holds for drum corps.